He likes her. He enjoys talking to her. He notices when her name appears on his phone. Maybe he even wants something real with her. But then the energy changes. Her replies become slower. Her warmth becomes thinner. The feeling that seemed alive yesterday is not really there today. And this is the moment where many people expect him to chase, to send another message, to find another excuse to meet, to try harder until the distance turns back into attention. But he does not. He puts the phone down. He feels the disappointment, and then he continues with his life. So what is happening inside a man like that? Is he confident? Is he cold? Is he afraid? Or has he understood something about desire that many people only learn after being hurt? The easy answer is that men who do not chase women have self-respect. Sometimes that is true, but it is not the whole story. Because not chasing can come from strength. It can also come from fear. And from the outside, those two things can look almost identical. A secure man may stop pursuing because he can feel when interest is not mutual. He is not punishing her. He is not trying to make her nervous. He is simply reading the situation. If she leans in, he can lean in too. If she steps back again and again, he does not keep walking forward alone. That is not because he does not care. It is because he does not want to turn another person's uncertainty into his full-time job. This is the first strange part. Not chasing is not the same as not feeling. A man can want someone and still refuse to beg for a place in their life. He can feel attraction without making attraction the center of his identity. He can miss the attention without becoming controlled by the absence of it. That difference matters. Because chasing often begins when desire turns into self-measurement. At first, he wants her. Then slowly, he wants proof that he is wanted. The message is no longer just a message. It becomes evidence. Did she reply fast enough? Did she sound warm enough? Did she ask a question back? Did she choose him or did she leave him waiting? And when a person starts needing those answers to feel stable, pursuit can become less about love and more about emotional balance. The phone becomes a small court of judgment. Every silence feels like a verdict. Every delayed reply feels like a drop in value. So he tries harder. He explains more. He performs more. He becomes funnier, more available, more careful. And sometimes, without noticing, he stops asking the most important question. Is this mutual? That question is at the center of healthy attraction. Reciprocal interest is not a game where one person proves enough and the other person finally gives permission to be loved. It is movement between two people. One step forward, another step forward. A pause, a signal, a choice. When a man understands reciprocity, he may still initiate, he may flirt, he may make plans, he may be honest about wanting to see someone, but he does not confuse effort with self-erasure. If he is the only one carrying the connection, he eventually puts it down. And this can look powerful because many people are not used to seeing desire without panic attached to it. But here is where the story becomes more complicated. Some men do not chase because they are secure. Some men do not chase because they are defended. They have learned that wanting someone makes them vulnerable, so they stay distant before anyone can affect them. They call it independence. But inside, it may be fear wearing clean clothes. This kind of man may disappear when the connection becomes real. He may enjoy the early tension, the flirting, the possibility. But when emotional closeness asks something from him, he steps back. Not because he has no need for love, but because needing someone feels dangerous. For him, not chasing is not self-respect. It is self-protection. There is another version too. A man may refuse to chase because rejection threatens his ego too much. If he never reaches, he never has to see clearly whether the other person would choose him. Distance becomes a way to avoid an answer. He can tell himself he is calm. He can tell himself he is above it. But really, he is hiding from the small humiliation of being openly disappointed. And then there is the darker version. Some people use not chasing as a tactic. They withdraw on purpose. They create uncertainty. They make the other person wonder what happened. This is not emotional maturity. It is control disguised as confidence. The behavior may look similar. The psychology underneath is completely different. That is why the question is not simply, does he chase or not? The better question is, what happens inside him when he does not get the response he hoped for? Does he feel disappointment and stay grounded? Or does he become cold because he feels exposed? Does he respect her freedom? Or does he punish her for not giving him validation? Does he walk away peacefully? Or does he walk away hoping she will suffer from his absence? The outside action can be the same. The inner motive changes everything. A healthy man can handle the tension between desire and dignity. He does not need to pretend he wants nothing. He does not need to flood someone with attention. He can say, I like this. He can also notice, this is not being met. And he can let both things be true without collapsing. This is harder than it sounds. Because rejection has a way of making people feel smaller, not just unwanted by one person, unwanted in general. The mind takes one closed door and tries to turn it into a story about the whole house. Maybe I am not attractive enough. Maybe I am too much. Maybe I am not interesting. Maybe people always leave. A secure person is not immune to these thoughts. He just does not let them become the government of his life. He can feel the sting without making it his identity. He can lose one possibility without losing himself. That is the real psychological difference. The man who does not chase from security still has a life to return to. His world does not become empty just because one person became unclear. But this does not mean love should be passive. It does not mean men should never pursue. It does not mean the person who cares less wins. That is the childish version of the idea. Real confidence is not emotional starvation. It is not acting unavailable so someone becomes anxious. It is the ability to make a genuine move without handing over your entire sense of worth. To care, but not collapse. To try, but not plead. To be open, but not empty yourself. So when a man does not chase, the important thing is not the silence itself. It is the quality of that silence. And from the outside, you may not know which one you are seeing. But from the inside, he usually knows. And maybe that is the point. The deepest psychology of a man who does not chase women is not really about women. It is about what he believes happens to his value when he is not chosen. If not being chosen destroys him, he may chase, perform, withdraw, or pretend not to care. Different strategies, same wound. But if not being chosen disappoints him without defining him, something changes. He can like someone honestly. He can move toward them clearly. And if the answer is not there, he can stop. Not because he is above love, not because he is emotionless, but because he does not need to turn desire into a trial where his worth is on the stand. If this helped you see the difference more clearly, you may want to stay with Alfie for the next one, because the real question is not whether a man chases, it is what he becomes when the chase does not give him the answer he wanted.